But you win it in 1981, and then you decide that you want to go into law school, and wrestling's no longer going to be part of your competitive life for a while. Why did you decide to go in that lane and become a lawyer?
Well, one of my greatest dreams was to be a wrestling head coach, but I did not believe that I was going to be able to be a wrestling head coach. So I wanted to make sure I could take care of my family because when I was winning my world championships, or during that period of time, I was struggling financially before that. I mean, I think in 1979, I was actually on food stamps. I had tried to apply for a couple of jobs in Iowa City, and I couldn't get those jobs, and ultimately I was on food stamps. So I wanted to make sure that I took care of my family. I competed through the 1984 Olympic trials, but I hurt my knee. I tore the cartilage in my knee right before the final trials, so that I couldn't compete in 1984. So after that, being a lawyer is something I wanted to do. So that's when I went to Cornell Law School for 3 years. And at that point, I thought I was done for good. But then I got a job with Carrier United Technologies Corporation, which was located in Hartford, Connecticut. And after 7 months of working at the headquarters, the main headquarters, they moved me to one of their subsidiaries, which was Carrier Corporation, in Syracuse, New York. And that's when I started working out with Gene Mills was there as the assistant coach. Mark Kerr was there, if you recall Mark Kerr. He was like 190 pounder. So he was a great wrestling partner for me. And actually, I think I was a great sort of mentor for him, getting him ready to win the national title. So I'm really like, that was really cool for me to be able to work with Mark and to get to see him win the national title and actually his family, his whole family, his mother's father, his brothers, and all that stuff. That was really cool. It was actually more cool than winning titles I won. I remember when I won titles, it was like, okay, it's over. But when he won, I was just so excited.
So what drives you back in 1989? You're 34 years old. What makes you think you can come back?
Well, I mean, if you spent your life wrestling, traveling around the world, or traveling around the country wrestling, working out in the mornings, the weightlifting and wrestling in the afternoons, all that stuff is fun to me. If you're required to sit in an office for 8 hours a day and look at indemnity provisions, the same ones over and over again, I mean, I was ready to blow my brains out. And more importantly, I was really unhappy with life. I didn't even want to wake up in the morning. And so what happened was to sort of fight that, I think it was depression, I would get up early in the morning and run. At lunchtime, I would go weightlift. And then when I started working out with Syracuse team, I was wrestling like 3 times a week. It was hard for me to recover once I got a little bit older in wrestling. So I couldn't wrestle every day. But I figured out that when I started doing that, I was training at the level that I would train at to be competitive. And I wasn't getting injured. So a lot of the reason why I retired in 84 was because of the injuries. When I was training, I wasn't getting injured. So I said, well, let's give it a try. And so then I started doing that. And that lifted me out of the depression.